Okay, good afternoon, good morning everyone, and welcome to the grand final for 2000. And it's a bit of deja vu as Sunshine YCW head out onto the field today. And as we said, last year these two sides met. YCW went down in the end by 8 points, I think it was, if I'm correct. Michael Sinclair with you this afternoon. It's a big welcome to Peter Holden. And Pete, well, a little bit of deja vu, mate.
A little bit of deja vu. It's this morning actually, Michael. It's not quite afternoon yet, even though I think they'd like to. And,
it feels like it.
Well, it feels like it, and it's like it's been actually 1, 2, 3, 4. They're looking for their 4th in a row. They're playing in their 8th grand final in a row. Can they cap off an amazing effort?
So they've been pretty lucky, as you said, Pete. 2 times these sides have met throughout the year, and YCW have won on both occasions. The last time I think was 14 odd points, and that advanced them into the grand final. Here comes Werribee Juniors now. They look pretty happy today. Brought to you by
Steve Lovell looks a little younger. I think he lost 10 years of his life in the last game. I think he quoted.
Yeah, so or older Pete as they come in. Trent Dean and of course Chris Kelly, the captains there for Werribee Juniors on the Footy Fever show last Wednesday night on Channel 31. And we've got 2 camera angles today. One from the big crane, thanks to Video Productions.
Martin Duffy will pan around later on, but you'll see right up the top the cameraman in the crane is way high above the ground, just near the old timekeeper's box there, and getting a sensational view of Werribee Oval.
Definitely going to be a big game. We've got all the sign writing on the ground. Mark Penaluna, they've been covers on the centre square throughout the week and over the last final series. Might go to a quick break. We'll come back with a look at the sides and the first bounce in the Henley Holmes Grand Final for 2000 between Sunshine YCW and, of course, Werribee Juniors.
Okay, folks, we're about to have the toss of the coin. Johnny Shadlow will have the honours. And by the looks of it, it has been won by Chris Kelly, and he'll be kicking towards the Anderson Street end. Looks like they want to get the first score on the board because Anderson Street end, right throughout the final series, has been the major scoring end. And we'll see how they'll fare. Werribee King to the right of screen. Who do you think your key players are really going to be throughout the day, Michael?
Well, I think the game will be won through the centre. Ackerman, who has a lot of footy. Big Andrew Borg for Werribee Juniors has been a star. But let's get ready to start this first bounce, the 2000 Grand Final, Pete. Sunshine YCW and Werribee Juniors. And it's going to be a big clash. Coming to you from Werribee Oval, Peter Holden, take the first bounce.
Well, that's umpire Troy Pennell with the football. Mansbridge has been teamed up on by Trent Dean. So Dean, the captain's got a big job back there. Jonathan Frost running off half-forward flank. And thumping to the turf we go. Jones versus Borg. Jones will win the tap out. Comes crashing down somehow. The umpire pulls out a whistle early, saying, son, you nearly had your head ripped off. And that's Gavin Becker, one of the crucial players in today's side, and already got a bit of mud on the knee to show you how icky that centre square is. Goes towards the centre half forward position. The hands was punched off by Matthew Walsh. Went forward. Jones, the roving hand pass, could be intercepted here for Fastuca to run onto. He's muggled it, got it up to his left now, so it's spinning around. Maybe a chance for Thwaites if he can run onto it. Puncher behind those from Clark. It's kept in somehow. Chance to go off the ground. He's jumped in there. It wasn't successful enough. Hand pass came out. Looking for Yasar. If he can pick up clear possession. Russo was running by. He's got it now. Nearly had his jumper ripped and pinned for holding the ball.
So good tackle there too, Pete. Right on the ball. And the free kick going today in the back pocket. Goes over the top. Nice kick. And found Loft. Loft's got it about 20 metres out from goal. Elects to go over. Connor dropped the footy. Running into the action, quick pick up by Hutchison. In turn back to Loft to sprayed it onto the right. Not the best of kicks, so tapping it outside was O'Donnell. And the football went out of bounds. We're about 60 metres out from goal. O'Donnell was very impressive last weekend.
He was definitely a key player, especially when the pressure was on the game against Toppers.
So the ball to be thrown back in. We played about 1 minute in the first term. Tapped down by Fastuca. Make that Borg. Roving there was Hewitt. Davis was in the action as well. Seeing it over the boundary line was Muraca. And the football will be thrown back in.
Well, it's Werribee so far with the first attacking at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how this game pans out as the umpire throws it back into play. Jones wins the tap out on this occasion, went straight over the back of his head, but a little kick off the ground just went past the feet of Walsh. Picked up and kicked away there by Brad Connor, but went into no man's land because that may have been Thwaites running around before getting onto his boot.
Russo.
And finds Adrian Russo, should I say.
Of course,
three words at once.
The younger brother to, well, what's his first name?
John Russo, actually, down Port Colts.
It's not John, is it?
I think it is.
I don't think so.
Oh, we'll find out sooner or later. If we've mapped it up.
Well, I
tough.
stuffed that up, didn't
Well,
I?
anyway, Adrian Russo. They come in on the 50. He's on a slight angle. Probably from about 49 is unloaded. It's nice and high. The accuracy is there. And that's first blood to the Tigers. And on the Henley Properties Group scoreboard, thanks to Video It, Werribee Juniors, 1 goal straight 6. Sunshine YCW yet to score.
Great goal there by Russo, who's been in the action the last couple of 2 or 3 minutes, Pete, roving in that forward line.
I think it was picked out in the Paddy's Pie show, actually, by Mark Stone, that he was definitely going to be a crucial player in the side. He penciled him out saying, look, he's going to have to lift and inspire the side, and that's what he's done so far. I'd say keep your eye on Rowan Thwaites. If Thwaites fires up as well, could be hell for leather for Werribee.
Back in the centre, Shadlow got the tap down. Borg was quick to tap it down. Loft tried to run onto it if he wants it, fell over. Martin goes over on the right foot this time, kicks it out long. Mansbridge is on the lead if he wants him, but it'll just beat him over the boundary line and will be thrown in. And, well, that's been the story so far. Playing on the outer wing. Conditions out there pretty slippery through the heavy rain we've had. Tap down by Jones, come out the back, waiting quickly was Eisenberg, got it over the top to Dean, who got it to centre half back. Walsh ran onto the footy, span around and got it onto his right boot. Looking for the boundary line, it will get over there, right in front of Chrissy Kelly, and the football will be thrown in right in front of the Werribee Juniors bench, and Steve Lovell, who will be looking forward to this giant clash, Pete.
If you're looking forward to that and getting the sniper out after the game and having a crack at me, as it comes thrown back into play. Off handsome Jones in that occasion was unsuccessful as a big beaming pole gets in my way. Russo was on the bottom of the deck and the umpire calls for a bounce. Pretty awful view, that. But that's what we're going to have to put up with. Umpire Johnny Shadlow to throw it up. Or bounce it down. His game, especially on this wet surface, doesn't get much higher than his kneecaps as it comes roving off the pack well as Hewitt puts it up looking for Mansbridge out the back. I'm sorry. And Nathan Gauchi with the football. Quickly goes on though. Switches play looking for Walsh. Gets him in front of Jones at half back. Assessing his options now before going on the boot. It's been touched, so it's going to be unlucky and cruel for who wants to get it. Fastuca wanted it. A little bit of muscle power in there between Ackerman and Becker. And it's out of bounds right in front of our commentary position and the Hanley sign, which is on front of the officers.
4.5 minutes into this first term. And Werribee Juniors, 1 straight 6, Sunshine YC yet to score. Jones got the tap down. Walsh was waiting on hands and knees. But the boundary umpire said, I'll throw it in. Troy Pennell overruled that decision and said for a pushing. So a little bit of a scuffle. What would they be doing in that situation, Pete? Exchanging something. The kick comes down long to half forward. Waiting at the back. No one can get quick hands onto it. Hoffman tried to get rid of it. Loft socketed off the ground. Free kick has resulted, and it's going, by the looks of it, to Hoffman at halfback for Sunshine YCW. Grand finals all the same. A little bit of nerves in the first term. The kick comes long. Dropping the footy was Kelly, went right over his head. Russo waiting at the back, goes onto the left foot, backed in the turn. Hoffman tried to run onto it. Days in the back of the back line. Elects to go over the top, and Connor will clear it out of defence.
Connor going towards the wing position. Maybe a chance for Blake Richards to run on the football. Very close to the boundary line. The umpire squats down for a while and says, yes, it's out of bounds because I don't know it was on your tail. And we'll throw it in once again in front of the Fairfax sign. Ball's for the third time going to be thrown in front of that sign within a matter of 6 minutes. Back into play. Jones out the back door. Unlucky. Nearly taken away there by Muraca. Couldn't get clear possession of the football, though. Came crashing down to the turf, and Richards wanted to turn around. He couldn't. Ackerman's hand pass was awfully smothered, though. It's a bit of a clash of bodies there as Joshua Croft tried to get in there and pick it up. Martin gets the handballs back. Made a meal of it to Hoffman. Couldn't get clear possession, and once again, it's going to dribble out of bounds. It's something resembling a rugby match I saw on TV the other week because it just didn't get off the ground.
Of course, the conditions, Pete, would definitely be a reason why. The throw-in comes in. Good tap down by Jones, who waited at the back. Good tap down by Croft. Got it out somehow. Day socketed off. Waiting on hands and knees. Foot race now between Loft. Make that Kelly. And the football went out of bounds and will be thrown in Looks like Ellis will get the free willy. Or the ball will be thrown in. This Under-18 Grand Final brought to you by Video Productions and Henley Properties Group. Werribee Juniors 1 straight 6. Sunshine YCW yet to score. Tap down. That was in turn by Big Jones. Clark got a kick, but it was misguided and went out of bounds on the full.
Well, taking the football at the moment is going to be Shannon Eisenberg. Having a look around, it was the star in last year's grand final. Wants to go on. The umpire, Troy Pennell, is having a lovely old chat to him before he says, hey, mate, go on. Puts it up nice and high. Into the pack came crashing down was Yasar. Couldn't take the football with him, though, and Hoffman was under immense pressure when he dropped the dummy. Here comes Yasar again, second opportunity. Smothered, though. Getting on the boot, though, is Chris Kelly. Vacant goal square, and it's through. Well, Werribee have got off to the start that they've wanted. History never repeats. Well, it's very similar to last year, and it's Werribee Juniors 2 straight 12. Sunshine YCW yet to score on the Henley Properties Group scoreboard.
Good stuff by Kelly there. Popped that goal straight through, and Sunshine YCW look a little bit flat-footed, probably getting over the nerves in the first couple of minutes. But Werribee definitely got a run on and looked a better side so far.
Has the week rest done them any damage, though? Is that the question? Is it that they haven't had the hard hit out for the week that may have done them a little bit of... I mean, because this was the first time they've ever had a break during the week. Well,
we'll find out a little bit later on in the game, Pete. We'll see who wins. Kelly did well. Got a quick hand pass out, somehow socket and smothered on that occasion by the big fella. It's come out. Loft goes onto the... kicked it. It's gone out of bounds on the full and will be thrown in. Or not thrown in, maybe kicked in. Over the top. A nice kick in turn, and just finding the man he wanted in Becker, who was in scintillating form last week. Elects to go to centre-half forward if he wants him. Martin went up. On the back was Loft, who span around, got his kick out in towards the centre. But a misguided kick in the end. Werribee will clean out. Spinning around, comes out to half forward. Well, good courageous grab there by the big fellow in McMurdo. He went down. And in a little bit of pain too, Pete.
He doesn't look all that good. He's a bit worse for wear. I mean, McMurdo and Russo were having a few well-chosen words earlier. And he'll be on half-back at the moment. And he'll be trying to assess his options. Let's just have a look forward at the moment. What options does he have? Not many, really. Mansbridge was offering some kind of a lead, but that was ignored. Finally went towards the side, though. First hands on the football was Big Miller. Couldn't bring it down. Mansbridge on hands and knees. And the umpire, Troy Pennell, is going to call for a bounce. And we're just on centre wing, just in front of the Petley grandstand. And, of course, the video at commentary box. We've gone 10 minutes so far. 2-goal lead to Werribee. And YCW have yet to score. Borg wins the tap out against Jones. Off the ground from Ackerman versus Russo. Russo, something resembling a soccer match now. As it gets tapped along the ground somehow. Maybe to move forward from David Loft. It's going to be a foot race, though, because waiting to get it was Jonathan Frost wearing that peroxide hair that, well, would be perfect for night football. But Simon Bianco is going to see it out of bounds in front of Steve Lovell and the Werribee entourage.
Have a look at the water that just come off the ground there, Pete.
Unbelievable. Swan Lake.
A little bit of... Swan Lake was going to say Torbil and Dean. Tap down. Trying to make off with the footy on that occasion was Bianco. He was caught with the action. Walsh was there. McMurdo was there also. And the footy goes out of bounds and will be thrown in. Not a bad crowd so far in this early morning game. Hopefully they're not staying away because of the rain we've had over the last couple of days. It was a belter this morning. We get here at 6:30. And it was well and truly you-know-what down. Quick tap down. Loft did well to soccer down. Hewitt was in the back of it. Hands and knees also was Muraca. Somehow got the kick out. It's going up. Croft went up for the fully, but Kelly and Walsh on his tail, and the football's gone out of bounds, will be thrown in.
Just noticing so far, Chris Kelly at the moment's playing a bit of a captain's game early, starting to lead from the front, good punches from behind. He's got the pressure on him today in the back line, considering some of the options that Sunshine YC have up forward. He's got the big job ahead of him today. Here comes Frost, gets the hand pass out somehow. Jones' kick has dribbled across the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in again. There's a whole big group of Werribee supporters down there, just near their coach's bench, looking for the quadrella today. They get their 4th grand final in a row, and their 2nd in a row over Sunshine YCW. Thrown back into play. Tapped down. It was unfortunate because McMurdo wanted to get onto it, and well, I don't have to tell you what happened because you've just seen it.
Yeah.
It'd be brutally
But
obvious.
tell us, Pete.
It's out of bounds again. 12 minutes gone, and Werribee Juniors 2 straight 12. Sunshine YCW yet to score. See a throw into play. It's going to be Jones versus Borg again. Borg wins that tap out on that occasion. Came out the back. Becker tried to pick up the football. Frost went without it. Playing as the call, though, and rushing away. Shannon Eisenberg off half-back, as so normally he does, through the hands of Yasar. Trying to pick up the football like a bar or so as Daniel Ellis made a meal of it because Connor couldn't get position. Ellis gets back again. Look out. Got crunched from behind by Thwaites. But somehow they're going to clear. Here's Connor again. Connor got wrapped around the guts by O'Donnell. And out of bounds again in front of the Fairfax sign. 4th time in 12 minutes. Pretty useless stat, but nonetheless it fills in time. Out the back, comes down the ground. Ackerman's little toe poke of a kick is a grubber meant for the boundary line, and that's what it'll find. And out of bounds. And Michael, I'd like to see the stats. I'd say we've gone at least a good 10 times out of bounds in this game so far, and that's just an indication of the slippery conditions.
Yeah, mate. Good stuff. Didn't hear what you said, but I'm sure it was constructive. The kick comes
Listen to
down.
what I say.
Somehow the kicks come out to centre half forward, and taking lovely grab there was Fastuca. He'll be lining up, Pete. He's been a target over the last couple of weeks, as he has throughout the season. The big fella will be lining up for his first goal. This will be coming at the 13.5-minute mark of this first term. It'll stretch the lead out to 18 points if he can pop it through. And you tip him from here. He's a lovely kick off the boot. They like it. So do Werribee Juniors. And just like last year, Pete, Werribee went out to a fantastic lead, and YCW got a run on, but a little too late.
Yeah, that was actually the indication last year where by half-time it looked like it was all over Werribee and YCW had to edge their way back in the game. I think Werribee are trying to avoid that because during the second quarter of both games Werribee have played Sunshine YCW this year, it's been Sunshine YCW they've got the jump on during the second quarter. And I think Werribee are fearing, well, we've got to get ahead in the first quarter to give us that buffer just in case the second quarter jump from YCW does happen. But also an interesting point is that the Anderson Street end has been the major scoring end during the whole final series in 18s and seniors football, so that is playing a big key part in this game.
Back in the centre, the umpire puts it down. Jones got it. In turn gave it to Davis. In turn to Hewitt, who slapped it on the left boot. McMurdo runs onto it. Bianco's hot on his tail. Somehow socked it with his hand in the air. Davis, can he keep it in? Not if the boundary umpire says anything to do with it. Also, if the ball goes out, well, that's not in. And the ball will be thrown back in. On centre wing, 15 minutes on the clock. 18-point lead going to the Tigers as Borg got it down. Quick hand pass out from Davis. In turn from Richards, didn't really go anywhere. Ackerman applied a good tackle, trying to get out. Was caught. And the football will be bounced in the centre of the ground, which is in great condition considering the weather.
Yes, they've had the super stopper out early as umpire Johnny Shadlow goes thump. Well, you throw out the ball because it's been awkward, those bounces. Jones gets the punch forward somehow and stolen away by Shannon Eisenberg. When Express, though, just past Joshua Croft, he didn't know what to do. And trying to pick up Fastuca, lays a heavy bump if you don't mind. Here comes Tedesco, puts it in front of Scott Kidd. Maybe he can run onto it, but the kick off the ground by Hoffman has been intercepted. Look, toe poke mark by Gavin Becker, and you'll have a chance to kick off 50 metres. And if he puts this through, well, it could stretch out to a 4-goal lead, and alarm bells will be ringing in the Sea Eagles camp early. So Becker to come in, 50 metres out. He'll be on a 25-degree angle. Right on the 50 he got on that. The distance is lacking, so is the accuracy. Came down to the ground, kick off by Day.
Connor.
Just marginally went forward, and out of bounds, we'll see a throw in.
So not the best game of footy to watch. The Tigers are up by 18 points. Throw in. Russo at the back. Jones was in front but lost it. Somehow kicked down. Goes across the goal square. Day sees it just over the boundary line. Will be thrown in. About 10 metres out from Sunshine YCW's goal.
I can guarantee it's flooded behind the goals.
Make that Werribee's goal.
I was speaking to Sab Garrow and Jason Sposito, both goal umpires of today's game, and they said it's absolutely flooded behind the goals.
So the umpire gets it back in as Michael Sinclair ducks the pole. And Jones got the free kick for some reason. I didn't see it. but I'm sure you would on the video. Going up, Davis, waiting on the back. Eisenberg in turn, over the top to Walsh, who's had a snap at goal. It's just gone through for a minor score. So that's the first behind for the day. Werribee Juniors move on to 3-1-19. YC yet to score at the 17.5 minute mark of this first turn.
So that 19-point lead to the Tigers will seem alarm bells to Cichello, especially with not scoring, and we've played a good 17.5 minutes in. Offhand in this situation, though, the kick from out of the pack was desperation from Tedesco, but it's going to be turned over yet again. Mr. Hoffman going long and finding, luckily, Brad Hewitt. Hewitt's going to have to stand up today as he gets on the right foot. Here comes Frost. Got it forward. Here's McMurdo. Turns inside out. De Santa Ana did something or other. Put his foot out, and that's what the ball hit. And went forward and out of bounds in front of the Werribee coach's box. We'll see a throw in. As we were commenting earlier about Frost's hair, that peroxide blonde, and by jingos, you stand out in the dark alleyway.
Yeah, good comment. He'll be after you, not me. As it's thrown in. Ackerman trying to run on it was Croft. Might have got a free kick out of it, Croft, did he?
No, Pitt holding the ball.
No, he got the free kick. Croft's got it. Looking for a lead. He's got Miller in the goal square if he wants him.
Look out
he goes.
Space for Mainsbridge to run into.
He goes over the top, finds Davis in the centre. He's got Ackerman if he wants him. He's got waiting at the back was Richards by the look of it. Sock it off the ground, Ackerman. It didn't really go anywhere. Werribee able to duck and weave out of trouble through Yasar. Goes over the top. And, well, there's plenty of YC. It's a bit of game of kick-to-kick footy as Clark loses it. Ellis is on the back of it as well. Clark goes over, in turn to Connor, and it just beats him over the line.
Over the line, well, just before then, now's a player running down. There was no Werribee player within the forward 50 area, so that was absolutely unusual. As Duffy signals to me something rather unusual. And nonetheless, the play goes on with Duffy not filming. So as it goes forward, the mark taken by Rowan Thwaites. Martin Duffy would like to apologise if you didn't see that last bit of footage. He was too busy with the audio.
Other camera.
I think I staffed up, but I can't remember. And it's going to be Thwaites kicking from directly in front. One stuff up on the statistician's count to the cameraman. And we'll keep track of that during the day. He does sincerely apologise. Thwaites gets onto it. And don't worry about that. Joshua Pizzuto comes in and says that's a goal. And Werribee move on to 4-1-25. Sunshine YCW yet to score. We're expecting a close grand final, and well, 20 minutes in, the story reads different.
Yeah, danger signs now. It's only the first term, but a 4-goal lead in any grand final can be very costly.
I was just noticing before with Ackerman and De Santa Ana, they're all trying to push towards the boundary line. There's no good running flow of play where Werribee are trying to more centre the ball and go long and direct.
Back in the centre. Looks like the free kick has been awarded to Big Croft in the centre, or Miller. So it looks like Miller has been moved into the ruck from full forward. In turn over to Loft, who's running through, looking for a target. He found what he wanted in Blake Richards. He spins around and kicks it long. Jones on a lead. Mainsbridge put his hand on someone's back. I tell you what. Went up like a bloke after he swallowed a Viagra tablet and flew. And as the kick comes long, comes straight out, going up for the footy. Tap down McMurdo, trying to keep it in. Kelly. And he's been in great form, Kelly. Seeing it out of the boundary line yet again, and it will be thrown in.
Well, you can't complain about the foot putting the hands in the back there. Keeps the chiropractors in business. It's about to be thrown in. We'll swatch here between Borg and it looks like Miller in the contest now. There was worried about Miller's shoulder earlier. And getting through, it looks like Trentino to Kelly now. Comes down, busting his way through as Croft went nowhere but the pack. And wrapped up is David Loft. And the umpire's going to pull out a free kick, umpire Troy Purnell.
21 minutes.
And going all the way of Loft is a little of a dust-up. And we've played nearly 22 minutes into this term. The lead is on at the moment. De Santa Ana was one of them. Here comes Frost. But it's all cut off. Adrian Russo, well, he's put his body on the line.
Good grade.
And stood tall. He's off half back, and he's going to look for his options now. One of them at the moment, just taking a breath near the boundary line, is Coke Abman and Chris Kelly. Borglet forward, but he's gone, ignoring him, going forward. Here comes Miller, punch from behind by, it may have been Becker. didn't advantage his side, though. Hewitt came crashing through and got shown to the boundary line by Russo. Picking up the heavy bump.
Nothing
and
like
throw it in.
Nothing like a good physical game of footy there, Pete.
Oh, sensational game of football so far. If YC can score, it'll be a crackerjack game.
So ball get ready to be thrown in on centre wing. As we said, a 25-point lead going to the Tigers. YCW have hardly got in their forward 50, let alone scored in this first term. But got a free kick out of it as a result that time.
Yeah,
and it's going.
Good call on that one. What happened? Russo had the ball, tucked it under his arm and went to the ground. He knew he was going to get pinned, and good call.
Hewitt and also Jones are leading. So Zakerman put his hands up for the footy. Davis was on the back of it. Somehow sock it out. Right in front of that lovely green pole that we're seeing. And it's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in on centre wing. As both cameramen enjoy the day's festivities. A big thanks to Big Wally, who's up in the crane this afternoon.
Yep,
I'm sure he would be freezing certain parts of his anatomy, not to mention swinging. He's a swinger as it comes down. Quick chap down there on that occasion by Miller. Davis was on the bottom of it. But looks like a free kick going to Kelly.
Yep, Chris Kelly's caught one in the back. He was sat on it at one stage, and there's a few friendly words there between, looks like
Davis and
Eisenberg and Davis. And here comes Kelly. He's kicked, though. And push-out's going to be paid, and it's going to go the way of Joshua Croft. He stood his ground, and it was Walsh that went a little early. And we'll see the resulting free kick. Getting on the right foot now, looking for Mansbridge. Look out, here comes Frost. And in the back again. And Mansbridge is going to get it this time. Well, somebody in the backs, the chiropractors must be laughing, knowing that after this game they'll be getting a fair bit of business.
Well, no one else will be laughing at that joke. Pete.
And having a look at Mansbridge, he'll be looking for his options. He's got Croft at the moment in the left pocket. Went for him, but he fell asleep. And there was no one there but Werribee numbers, Nanger and Russo from half back.
Looking for his options. He's got Walsh if he wants him on centre wing. He's got Fastuca who's come down. Takes his time though, kicks it to centre wing as well. Walsh went up, Fastuca at the back, tried to jostle it. Clark saw it out. And it'll be thrown back in. Right in front of the commentary position. Here in the Pedley stand this afternoon. Or this morning. We'll be here this afternoon as well. Thrown back in. Tapped down by Miller. Waiting at the back. No one can get a clean possession of it. Clark is bottled up. And also is Becker. And the football should be bounced on centre wing again. Roughly the same. The cameraman just asked what was the score this time last year. And pretty much the same, Pete.
Well, tap down. Chris Kelly tried to get his way through. May have been sat on. There's the siren for half-time. Let's just look at the score thanks to Henley Properties Group. It's Werribee Juniors 4-1-25. Sunshine YCW, no score. And mind you, no shot at goal either. So a big 25-point lead.
Quickly, the goal kickers for Werribee Juniors. Chris Kelly with one, Fastuca, Thwaites, and also Russo with one goal. We'll be back with the second term right after this on Henley Holmes Football Video Productions, the grand final between Werribee Juniors and Sunshine YCW.
And Duffy is recording. I think we are, so utter nonsense there for a brief moment as we go down, taken out of the ruck by Miller. Gets across to Mansbridge, running play all of a sudden, is attacking forward, looking for Jones on the lead. And that's a good, strong mark, sent forward by Hewitt. And Brad Jones will be lining up, he'll be kicking from 47 metres out. He'll be on a somewhat 30-degree angle. And if he slots this one through, it'll be YCW's first score of the day. And no doubt about it, a crucial goal.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to hear what Norm Heath said to his troops at quarter time, Pete, because they've come out and it must be working.
He gets on the right foot now. It's staying rather left, though. And taking the mark, rushing across is Trent Dean with the football close to the last line of defence. From the back pocket, goes up Mansbridge and Borg may have caught in the back from Jones. Play on, though. And somewhat out of bounds at half-back for Werribee.
I've noticed on a couple of occasions Sunshine YCW's key forwards are leading in the same direction, practically right next to each other, so it might be putting both players under pressure. That might be a reason why it really hasn't gone to the forward line. They haven't been able to capitalise. Hewitt, quick hand pass out to Martin, who's running into an open goal, and that's a lovely one. That's at the back fence, and that's a lovely goal to Martin, the first for Sunshine YCW, and they've stretched the lead back to 19 points. Sunshine YC 1 straight 6. Werribee Juniors 4-1-25 on the Henley home scoreboard at the 1.5 minute mark of this first term.
That's right, folks. We're about to bounce down the centre once again, and this microphone stand keeps falling on me, so it's, well, not falling on me, but it keeps going down anyway, so it's annoying. But that crucial goal could be the doctor ordered for Sunshine YCW. As a little kick off the ground by Becker, went forward, trying to rush onto it, Loft. He went crashing down to the turf, ate some of that marvellous couch grass, and no doubt with the rain would have had a fair bit of water as well for his drink. And the umpire says out of bounds in front of, or very close to the Paddy's Pie sign. Half forward for Werribee, and we'll see the throw into play. Mansbridge off the front, Miller in the contest. And going against him is going to be Tedesco. Came down, Miller's hand passed out, little dodgy. Couldn't find Connor though. The hand pass intended for Muraca was crunched. Popped out like you would not believe as it comes across to Becker. He was eating some of that couch grass as well. Maybe a knee in the back of Loft. And the umpire...
I think it might be buffalo grass there, Pete.
Buffalo grass.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. What about the cricket pitch? Is that some Merry Creek soil?
Yeah, okay. Back in the centre. They're not in the centre, but half forward for Werribee.
Nice to see your eyes are working well today.
And the Tigers lead by 19 points. The kick comes down to centre wing. Borg tries to run onto it, but the boundary line beats the both of them and will be thrown in. We played 3 minutes into the second term. Peter Holden does a jig with his mic, adjusts it, moves it up, as the boundary umpire throws it straight back in. A quick throw in, and looks like the umpire's there playing, put Loft right under pressure. He'd have to bring it back. Advantage was paid, and bit of confusion. Obviously in those situations when there's no advantage paid, or no advantage, you can't pay it. The kick
no
comes
common
down.
sense used.
Back at the top was Tedesco. It's gone out of bounds, but a free kick, obviously going to Yasar. Been out of the game in the first quarter. Let's hope if he can do something in the second. The kick comes down at the back of the pack was Richards. Running into it was, by the looks of it, the big fella in Jones. And he'll get a free kick out of it as a result, Pete.
Mr. Excitement had passed a sensational delivery to Jones. And this is where Jones can really do the damage. He's been moved down the right down the forward line. Let's see how he performs. Lining up, I'd say, from a good 40 metres out. Goes on the right. But, alas, strays left. Minor score. Sunshine YCW 117, Werribee Juniors 4-1-25.
Well, Pete's still adjusting that good old trusty mic as mine starts to fall to the outhouse. The kick comes out to centre half back. Davis jostled his opponent. Eisenberg won it. Lost it though. Running in also trying to pick up the footy with Sarantis. By the looks of it, it's been paid for throwing the football, and the free kick will be going to Day. That's Corey Day. It's his birthday tonight, Pete.
Or today.
No, it's
Pardon the pun.
Today, tonight. And Corey Day's got it. He's a twin. So we're going to that's a bit of useless trivia there for you to fill in a bit of time. As Day gives a mongrel punt kick. Might clear the back. Borg was trying to keep it in. Trying to run onto the footy also, but didn't keep it in, was Gouchy, and it went out of bounds, will be thrown in.
As this mic stand gives me the irritation because it just keeps falling. The umpire throws it back into play. off hands of Borg versus Jones in that occasion. A Hail Mary throw out the back, maybe crunched with Simon Bianco. Play on, throw the boot in there, Frost, if you don't mind. Coming through was Kelly, couldn't pick up the football though, and immense pressure with a kick was Tedesco. Went forward towards the wing position now. Here comes Rowan Thwaites. He's got a turn around like a disco move, but he was pinned though, and it could be a shocking turnover. Bumped off the football as well. He had the dunk down, was Croft. Out it came by Croft along the ground. Russo brought down the ground. The kick was awkward from Miller. Mainsbridge against the boundary line. Oh, they keep it at play. Martin off the ground. Over to Jones. Jones hand pass back. Made a meal of it. Here comes Mainsbridge. Pressure's on. Got a turnaround. Does a bit of shepherding work. Slaps it forward. Gets one for in the back for all that hard-earned work. And we'll be having a shot, a well-earned free kick from about 35 metres out and on that 30-degree angle.
Cameraman applauds and says that was very good.
Oh, hello, there's a little bit going on behind play, and umpire Troy Purnell says that's pushing Russo, and we're going to walk 50 metres right to the goal line.
So coming straight in, Pete. So this will near the margin surely. It's on 18 points at the moment. It'll be back to 12 if you can pop it through. The angle has been lessened. He'll be kicking from directly in front. 1 metre out from goal. Goes on the left and pops that one straight through the middle. That's Mainsbridge's first. That's YC second. It's back to 12 points on the Henley Holmes and video production scoreboard. Sunshine YCW move on to 2-1-13. And Werribee Juniors on 4-1-25. 7 3/4 minutes into this second term, and it will be back in the centre for another throw in. Talking a little bit of rot for a couple of minutes, obviously waiting for the ball to come back. A bit slower than usual. It goes down. Ball got it in front of Miller. Miller somehow able to regroup, finding a bit of form in the second term. Tap down from Connor, ran onto it. Pick up from Walsh. He was bumped and went out of bounds. The football will be thrown in.
Just near the penny spice line, 8.5 minutes gone. 12-point lead to Werribee. 4-1-25. Sunshine YCW 2-1-13. And the ball is thrown back into play for Fastuca. Wins the tap out against Miller. Here comes Walsh. Turns around. A little bit of a disco move, but went nowhere. And umpire Johnny Shadlow comes in and calls for a bounce. So, folks, we're about 55 metres out from goal. We're doing the attacking. YC did not score at this end, and it's probably the more difficult scoring end, the Somerville Road side of the ground, or the left of your screen. Fastuca tap down. Unlucky. Hatched out. Here comes Connor. The kick along the ground is a bit of a grubber, and the umpire says, let's throw it back into play. Mother's Day for football out here. As we said, there was earlier rain this morning at 6:30 a.m. But the skies are starting to clear up, but the ground's still a little bit wet underfoot. Thrown back into play. Here comes Miller. Down. Hand pass out was under pressure from Yasar. The kick forward, though, is to no advantage because Hoffman took the mark.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Pete.
Communication is working well.
The kick comes down from Borg trying to jostle it, put me right on the tail. So Donald kicked it out of bounds in the full. And the football will be going to Sunshine YCW. In turn to Hoffman. And he'll have that at half back. Hugging the boundary line. Elects to go to centre wing now. Russo went up, was heavily met by Richards, who clobbered him. Might have connected too, because Russo's in a bit of strife. We'll have to see the instant replay on that one. Sorry to put the cameraman under, but coming through and knocking Russo right to his feet. As you can see now, getting up a little gingerly. That video replay brought to you by Video Productions. It's coming in. Russo this time goes to centre wing. Big kick, trying to jostle it. Somehow socket. Kids had a shot at goal.
Just listen to the grandstand behind it.
Thank your mother for whatever you'd like to thank her for. That's another goal to Werribee Juniors. Back out to 19 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a fair whack of a crowd out here for this game for Werribee and Sunshine YCW here in the under-18s. Big crowd.
So have a look at that goal again. Lovely grab by Kidd on the video replay, and has popped that one straight through. It's a lovely goal too. And just grabbing it and putting through a lovely goal for Werribee. Back in the centre. Umpire Pennell puts it straight down. Tapped down over the top from Borg. Werribee Juniors is stunning YC again and starting to get a run on. This could be costly. The kick comes out. Scotty Kidd's got the football again. Kicks it in. Fastuca went up for the footy. That was Becker as well. Connor socketed off the ground. Dean tries to run onto it. Great tackle on Davis, who lost it. The footy's gone straight up in the air to really no avail. Kicked out for Fastuca. Running onto the footy. Backing himself. Looks like Yasar's had a shot. Lovely, got a goal. Thank you, mother, for the Rabbits again. 25 points.
Well, caught fast at pancaking NYC at the moment. They've just stopped, and Werribee have all of a sudden got that run-on happening. 6-1-37, Sunshine YCW 2-1-13, and that's a good 12 minutes into the second term here in the under-18s grand final. It's winner-take-all. Troy Pennell with the football back in the centre. It's going to be Miller in this contest, most likely against Borg by the look of it. In on the turf. Borg wins the tap out in this scenario. Quickly taken away by Tedesco. Good pass forward to Walsh. Walsh quickly gets going from about 48 metres. He's unloaded. How's the accuracy? It's just to the right, and it's a minor score. So moving on now to 6-2-38. Sunshine YCW on 2-1-13. So, folks, that's out at 25. Sorry, yeah, that's right. 25 points, 13 minutes in. Henley Properties Group scoreboard.
Great stuff, Pete. Doing a great job there. As Hoffman goes for a jog around the park.
I love that sarcasm of yours, Michael. It's working well today.
But definitely a little bit of a lull in play, so to speak. So, footy's gone out, and Hoffman's had to do the lap and get it. And, well, I'm just talking right as I usually do. Throws it back in, does the jump at the fence. And didn't he do that well, Pete? Just put his hands right on the bar.
Lifted gymnastics to the Olympics next week.
Lifted himself up, went straight over. As Martin looks at me in disgust, the kick comes down long. McMurdo tried to run onto it and grab it. Losing it was Russo. Went over the boundary line as Ackerman
just
said.
looking at that, and you might see it on the replays, that he slid for about a good 5 to 10 metres along the ground and slip and slide out there.
Have a look at that replay. Throw in. This time Jones did well to grab it out. Heavily met though. Lost it through Tedesco. And got the footy. Peter, take over for Christ's sake.
I will. Michael's buggered, and it's only the second turn. We'll see a bounce down. Actually a throw up. He's finally given up on the bounce downs. Here comes Ball. The tap across. Wrapped up was Eisenberg. Couldn't take it away. And dumped into that marvellous turf. And umpire Johnny Shadlow said Ackerman laid a good tackle, but I'm going to have to throw it up again. Half forward for Werribee, 14 and a half minutes gone, and we're in the second term. Jones versus Borg, and it's Borg that wins on this occasion. Came out, pushed towards the boundary line by Chris Kelly, and that's what you'll find. Throw it in. It's wet and it's slippery out there. They had the Super Sopper running around before the game, but the shower at 5 a.m. really made it to Swan Lake. Borg may have thrown it. Yes, he has. One hand was pinned, but the umpire, Johnny Shadlow, said, well, that's a throw in my book. And it's going to come away now with Matty Davis from centre wing position, looking for his options forward, and DeSanta might be there, but elects to go long. Over the back there, if Hewitt came crashing down. Here comes Tedesco, here comes Miller, but so's the boundary line.
God, Miller's a big boy, isn't he? Have a look at the size of that bloke. Number 16 there, Duff. We'll get you to zoom in a minute.
Under 18.
I said number 16.
I made a mug of myself.
As usual, Kidd did well. Make that Trent Dean. Tackled by DeSantarana. Threw it in the air. And the umpire said he did so. And he'll get the free kick out of it, DeSantarana. Lovely kick off the boot. And dubbed Mr. Excitement by one Peter Holden. As Steve Lovell demands his charges to be disciplined.
Who needs a PA system when we've got Steve Lovell?
As DeSantarana lines up for goal. It might be a point. He gives us the one finger. As people applaud the behind. It is a nice behind, but it's...
Who are you watching behinds? Thank you very much. As it's about to be brought back into play. As Mark Stone looks at us and thinking you're talking useless utter nonsense, and we are. That's most of our call, really.
Speak for yourself.
Brought back into play. A nice high kick now. Who's going to set themselves? Maybe Croft could get in there. Miller gets the tap down towards the side. Under pressure, Russo has gone forward, though. It's coming along the ground. No one, everyone did the slip and slide. Kid couldn't pick it up, though. Caught with it is Thwaites. Hatched out. DeSantarana smothered there by Russo. And out of bounds. Right in front of the Pedley grandstand. We'll throw it in. Everyone's going sliding. Your jumper is going to be soaking wet afterwards. Don't worry about that. It is one heck of slippery conditions. Jones wins. Tap down. It's Kelly over the top. Couldn't find his teammate there, but Tedesco found it, and Tedesco got flattened by Martin afterwards. As a bit of a do-si-do goes in the centre, something resembling country square dancing. And play goes on nonetheless, moving
Walsh
forward. At the back, couldn't take the mark though. Becker. Kick is straying, will go out of bounds. As Danny Craig, the emergency umpire, comes running on the ground in that lovely blue tracksuit and says, boys, break it up. I don't want to have to say it again because I had a lovely warm bench that I want to go back to.
And Peter Hunt would all know about benches. He sat on them for most of his 5-game career of football. That's in primary school football, of course.
They play 54 games proudly for the Upfield Football Club. Don't you forget it.
On the bench, as and he remembers. Well, he'd have to remember because benches get pretty similar after a while. As the kick down with the tap down, Becker rode. DeSantarana tackled him, but Johnny Shadlow said a little too high there, fella. And I think you can have a shot. He probably didn't say that at all. He probably blew his whistle and said, over the shoulder, Pete. Mark Stone says, get back to the footy. And Peter adjusts the signage.
Who is Mark Stone anyway?
What
it's grand final day. He's useless now.
Well, speak for yourself. As Martin zooms in on one of us, and the camera lens substantially breaks. All the coaches, that's who it was. Looks like, we'll get Peter picked up. Looks like Russo's off the ground with an injury as Becker lines up for goal. Great one. Lovely goal by Becker. And that's all just coming on the replay from that the free kick from Shadlow. And Becker's lined up and popped through a lovely goal. Make that his first and Werribee Juniors 7th.
Well, at the moment it's a 30-point lead to Werribee Juniors.
Believe it or not, Pete, Werribee Juniors have 7 goal kickers.
Sensational. Just shows their even side. Tap out of the centre though, quite awful.
Oh.
Bounce was a shocker as well. As it comes across on the right foot, attacking forward. Now, which way is it going to bounce? Maybe Kick could get the... Oh! Nearly had your head taken off. It's a lobotomy that was nearly done out there on Daniel Ellis. And pushing, and no! Well, Chris Kelly's got the ball. Listen to the cheer of the Werribee supporters. It's going forward, looking for Becker. The umpire says, I haven't blown time off, time on, done my silly little dance, and said time on again. And the umpire said, you're going to have to bring it back. So Chris Kelly with the football. Russo comes back on the ground. Left foot is awkward, is shocked. It's a dodgy brother's job. And sliding through is David Loft.
Goes over the top. Thanks, Pete. As Croft got the kick down. I've stolen the commentary. Going up Hewitt was knocked down by Bianco. Running onto it. Tedesco sliding on hands and knees. Borg in turn to Russo on centre wing. Spins around. From here, looks like the young fellow in Muraca dropped the footy. Chris Cowling went down. Right in the back of him was DeSantarana. The kicks come down, bouncing unkindly. Quick stuff. Walsh in turn to Kelly. They got plenty of run. Snapped it down. Hoffman dropped probably what he should have taken. Will it be kept in as, the cameraman adjusts the sound. And the footballer's gone out of bounds.
No, pin for holding the ball. Ryan Thwaites has been pinned because he was handballing it to himself.
So, It's always an art to trick the umpire. Unfortunately, he didn't do it on that occasion as Hoffman runs on, kicks it over, misguided kick though, directed by the looks of it to Martin, but Deans ran onto it, snapped it over his shoulder. Becker went up for it. Thwaites was at the back, also was Walsh. Span around, had a shot. The big fella behind the goal says, I think that's a goal. So does a goal umpire. That's a lovely goal indeed. Nice snap as the football's filled with mud. And just describe that replay, Pete.
Well, sensational snap, and the goal umpire running right across, which left everyone confused. But ran back the centre and said, that's a goal, and that's an inspirational goal nonetheless. And have a look at that. Werribee 8-2-50. Sunshine YCW 2-2-14. With the rain you saw earlier this morning, if someone said that would be the scoreline at half-time in the under-18s, you'd say you've got to be joking. But, well, that's what it is. And we've played 22 minutes into the second term. Walsh, little hand pass out, went in no particular direction. Off the ground there. I think maybe Walsh to kick the last goal. I think you should have been watching the instant replay. He came to centre and it came off over the top. Numbers moving forward through Martin. A shot for goal. Shot for goal! Is there a reply back? And YCW have got the goal they needed through Ricky Martin. Let's have a look at the scoreboard thanks to Henley Properties Group. Sunshine YCW 3 goals 2-20 and Werribee Juniors 8-2-50. It's a 5-goal lead to the Tigers, 22.5 minutes in.
Good goal there by Ricky Martin. He's kicked 2 for the day. And he's been in pretty good form over the final series.
Just through Michaels and 17.
Not Mike's, just the leads as the throw-in comes down. Good stuff over the top. We've got Muraca in turn to Russo. He's taking the footy. They're looking for something up forward if he wants. He'll kick from 48. Has a shot in towards the goals. At the back, Becker. Can't pick it up. Kidd is also there. He's kidding himself because he lost it. Kelly was there as well. Quick hand pass out to no one in particular. And Loft sees it out of bounds to be thrown in.
Just seemed like all over there. All that water that was coming off the ground just as the players running onto it. It's unbelievable the amount of water that's on the ground at the moment. The players being sent off during the blood rule. Can't quite clearly see. It might be Thwaites actually. And coming on to replace him is going to be Kate Lever.
That is unbelievable. That water. But bit of sun comes out. Mark Stone stands up. And it's socked over the shoulder by Walsh. Didn't really go anywhere. Jones or Loft trying to run on it. Day overran it. And by the looks of it, you can describe it, Pete.
Loft's going to get it through in the back. You were calling the action, not me. And Loft with the football from the back pocket. Looks around. What options has he's got? Well, he's got Joshua Croft in short. But Loft elects to loft the ball. Pardon the pun. And the short pass has been successful because taking away is Corey Day. Straight to the hands there of Ackerman. Off the ground somehow, somewhat, Denley. Went forward, overrunning it was O'Donnell. Couldn't pick up clear possession. Here comes Tedesco. Here's the boundary line. Here's the throw-in. And 50 metres out from the Sunshine YCW goal. I'm talking about useless nonsense as Michael Larson regains consciousness to call the rest of this proceedings.
As we said, Pete, Werribee Juniors have been in great form. 8 goal kickers. And, well, in great form, as we said. I've just said that twice. They're in great form. The kick runs out. A throw in the air. The umpire said, no, he can't pass it, even though it was clearly a throw. The kick's come down, and Day's taken it. He's got Connor runner behind him if he wants him. Elects to go over, though. Finds Ackerman. Looking for something else to kick to Ackerman. Talking about the Terry Wallace tactics. YC's forward 50's flooded more than what the ground is. And as the sun comes out, as I said, Mark Stone is standing up.
I think Stoney's looking for a tan.
He's got it. So the ball gets thrown up. It's tapped down. Loft trying to run onto the footy. And was caught by Walsh. Quick out pass out from Hewitt. Hoffman's running onto it. Can he pick it up? Bianco did well, kept it in. Fastuca comes over, but it's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in. 26 minutes have gone. Wouldn't be long left in the term. Sunshine YCW trail by 30 points. 3-2-20 to Werribee Juniors 8-2-50.
There's a hijack they call, and Hoffman gets onto his left foot, pops it up nice and high. Here comes Jones, straight from the front, couldn't take it to centre. Anna straight through the legs though, was unlucky. Over went Muraca, he went flipping head over heels on that occasion. The hand pass came out unluckily though, because Daniels couldn't get clear possession. The snap somewhat from Mainsbridge went forward, and Martin off a little push out there, and it's going to be taken away by Trent Dean. One little tap along the ground before going on the right foot long and forward. Patram Eisenberg went forward and is going to dribble out of bounds in front of the footy pack sign and see a throw in. We've played nearly 27 minutes into the second quarter. It's Werribee Juniors 8-2-50, Sunshine YCW 3-2-20, and that's 30 points the difference. We're going to see Becker take on Jones, came out, the hand pass, a little iffy though, and the toe poke. Eisenberg wasn't that flash either. Actually rushing through was Yasar. Hand pass out from Russo, over the top, dumped, was Loft. Came out again through, thank you very much to Thwaites, and it's going to be cleared out by Ackerman.
Over the top, nice kick. By the looks of it, found Hutchison on the outer side. He doesn't waste any time and kicks it over the top, found Jones. Jones's kick in turn doesn't particularly go the best, and Werribee have got it out on centre wing. Outer side of the ground. There goes the halftime siren. Sunshine YCW 3-2-20, Werribee Juniors 8-2-50. It's a 30-point lead going to the Tigers. Goal kickers Kelly, Skid, make that kid. Yasar, Fastuca, Thwaites, Becker, Walsh and Russo with single goals. 2 to Martin and 1 to Mainsbridge. We'll be back right after this on stereo. Make that Video Productions footy.
And the umpire holds the ball aloft. We're about to get underway. Third term football, 30 points the difference at the moment, and it's Werribee in the lead. The bounce is quite awkward. Hewitt's little slap goes forward somehow and wanting to rush onto it though is Brad Jones. If he can get clear possession, he can't. Here comes Frost, but here comes a boot out of the back from Walsh that went forward. Past Chris Carley, Mr. Excitement himself to Santa Ana. Gives a little toe poke, but nonetheless he's going to dribble out of bounds somewhat in front of Steve Lovell and the coaching bench for Werribee. And we'll throw it back into play. Crucial for Sunshine YCW to score the first goal, otherwise it could be curtains. And we'll see a throw in. Miller versus Borg. And Miller wins the tap out on this occasion. Came down, trying to get in there. Tedesco, tried to lay a heavy tackle. In is Davis, burst his way through, gets on the left foot. The kick is awkward. Walsh came running forward. Actually, Bianca, good call, Michael. It's a good pickup. Trent Dean's kick, though, is awful. And straight out of bounds on the full.
Loft doesn't waste any time. The legs to go over the top. Martin's there if he wants him. By the looks of Muraca was hot on his tail but lost it. In towards Kono, dropped it. Was crunched and knocked out of the action there by Yasar. Roves on. And he's kicked it down, a chance for Thwaites to run onto it. Hoffman's right on his tail. Actually in front. And the football will be thrown in front of the Coca-Cola sign on the outer side of the ground as the umpire throws it back in. Good stuff by Miller. Hewitt was roving as well. Also trying to get boot to ball was Linton, and Davis saw it out of bounds. Will be thrown in about 60 metres out from goal.
Will be thrown back into play 50 metres out from the Werribee goal, off hands there of Thwaites. The stop prop kick going forward, looking for Scott Kidd. It's going to bounce cruel though. Here comes Hoffman, taps it in front of himself and is going to see it out of bounds. But mainly 4 goals, 1 was actually kicked in both quarters, so fairly even performance from Werribee, but it's the score against it's the problem. Come across, Stoosh's kick didn't go very far though.
Eisenberg.
Hand pass came out, there was Eisenberg backing back. Trent Dean goes short, and there's Walsh. He was standing all by himself, and where he is at the moment, there will be no doubt from about 25 metres out. He'll slot this one straight through the high diddle.
It's going to snakes his down in a minute.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the cloud's coming behind the cameraman in the crane.
We might have to move the PA system out too.
Is going to absolutely bucket down in cats and dogs. Walsh's kick is straight through the centre. That famous nail could be starting to be put into the YCW coffin, and it's only the third term. It could be show over, so a goal must come out of this for the Sea Eagles to keep their premiership hopes alive.
Thanks, Pete. The umpire puts it down. Quick tap down by Miller. Roving onto it there was Ackerman. Thanks for filling in the time. As De Santarana ran onto it, goes onto the right and socketed it. Well, not socketed it, but he's kicked it over in the direction of Richards on the outer side. Looks like Martin is jostling for it. He's got Ackerman in centre half forward if he wants him. Fell short. Davis in turn to De Santarana again. Back over the top. Overrunning it was Ackerman on that occasion. Quick hand pass out from Kelly. Now here comes the run of the Tigers. Miller, can he pick it up? Scotty Kidd's right on his tail. Clark's on his backside. Good tap down. Kelly as well. Somehow got it back. Ducking and weaving. Kidd's socketed it. It's come up. Walsh went up for the foot. He didn't take it. Thwaites is behind the action. Socket off the ground by Linton, and the football goes out of bounds. And not one glad to the record, Pete. That's great stuff.
Thrown back into play. Off hands of Russo. Here comes De Santarana. Had to turn inside out before getting on the right foot. Went long. Trent Dean tries to hold his ground. Over the top was Richards. Kicking it though was Corey Day. It was a little bit of a grubber kick along the ground though, and Nathan Gauci tries to pick it up. Kept forward. Here comes Jones. Crashing down the turf. Brett Daniels gets his hand pass out. And there's just sensational running play from Gauci. And taken away, maybe Chris Kelly. May have been ridden into the ground. But Johnny Shadlow hugs himself and says, well, he's about as snug as a bug in a rug. And I'm going to bounce it about 40 metres out from the YC goal.
Haven't seen too many bugs in rugs, but the tap down from Borg. Reisenberg ran onto it, goes over onto the left. Trying to run onto there was Muraca. Right in front of the YC bench. I'm sure he'd have a little bit of a smile on his face because he leads by 36 points. It's the third term, 5 3/4 minutes in. As the umpire brings it down, Borg got a quick tap down. Ducking and weaving. It's getting quite dark. And I can't see the best of times, Pete.
Can't see full stop.
And threw it up. Tap down from Borg. There's a free kick by the looks of it. Running on. Advantage played. Clark got the kick down to centre half forward. But standing his ground tall was Gauci. And he's got it at centre half back.
Gauci with the football. Turns around before getting on the right foot. The pass though came crashing down. It went nowhere for Borg. And over the top could find Martin. It's going to dribble awkwardly though. He wanted to get going with a hand pass over to Xavier Linton, but it's been turned over terribly. Here comes Thwaites though. Here comes the boundary line. That's the story, out of bounds. And what any moment now.
Are you talking about?
Well, Northern Broadmeadow streets are very dark even during the sunniest days, and well, those clouds are darker than that. It is pitch black clouds coming over as it comes down on the turf. Trying to bust his way through his Mainsbridge, also was Tedesco, but when those clouds come over, it's going to rain. And Michael, that might be just what Werribee wanted, because if it rains, it's going to be slow, it's going to be sluggish, not many scores going to go on the board, and that could be virtually the winning score right now for Werribee.
I think so, Pete. It's going to be very hard for YC to even get back from now, as Martin got the tap down but behind him. The umpire said he threw it. So they just really haven't been able to stop Werribee's run today. We've been in great form, and even spread throughout both sides. And we're going up. That was Walsh, didn't take it. Going in also, quick hands out by Tedesco. Over the top. And going out in front of Thwaites. And the football will be thrown about 15 metres out from Werribee Juniors' goal. We're hoping for a comeback. Well, I am. Peter might be.
Nope.
And for the general spectators, would like to see a close game. Quick hand pass out, ducking and weaving. Somehow shot at goal. Looks like by Russo from here. And it's gone through for a minor score.
Actually, can you see who the supporters are behind the goal? There's some famous faces down there. You've got the old binoculars.
You can have a look, Pete. As Hoffman will bring it back into play. From full back. Very risky kick. Went over the top of Walsh. Got it back from a hand pass from Loft. Goes to centre wing. Hewitt trying to stood tall but couldn't do so. Russo was on hands and knees. Richards applied a great tackle over the top on Gauchi. Picked up by Tedesco. Somehow Hoffman running in and out. Over the top, Russo running again. A little chip. It's a nice kick as well. Found Muraca, ran on and had a shot and has kicked a goal. That might be the nail in the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Werribee Juniors will be taking home the Premiership Cup for the 4th time in a row.
Yibbity yibbita, that's all, folks. Don't worry about that. 3rd term, and it's gone out to 43 points. And that is deadly at the moment on the Henley Property Group scoreboard. 10-3-63, Sunshine YCW with 3-2-20. A sensational goal, and of course you'll see the goal kicker appear on your screen right now because Michael has lost it and can't write it down. As the ball's about to be put into the turf, and we'll see a contest this time of Miller versus Borg. They're still wanting to keep Jones down there on the forward line. Borg wins the tap out on this occasion, but went defensive, which could prove a unfortunate turnover. The kick was from O'Donnell, was smothered. DeSanta Anna stopped and propped, looked for the hand pass before going on the right. It's a toe poke.
Richards.
But it may have found Blake Richards. And he'll be kicking from about, I'd say, a good 46 metres out. A slight angle.
He's got to kick a goal, line up and have a shot and kick a goal for me, Richards, because his side's in dire straits, and this could start the ball back on.
Well, he's taking him on all right, goes on the right foot on a worse angle, closer in, but the umpire, Jason Placido, will give one pie, please, one finger.
So it looks like Becker will bring it back in from full back for Werribee. Mainsbridge is tagging Walsh by the looks of it, come out to half forward. The footballer's beaten them over the boundary line and it'll be thrown in. 10, make that 11 minutes have gone in this 3rd term. Sunshine YCW 3-3-21. Werribee Juniors 10-3-63 as the umpire brings it back in. Good tap down. Chris Kelly was on the bottom of the pack. Bouncing unkindly. Can Clark keep it in? Not if Fastuca says anything to do with it. And the football will be thrown back in on centre wing. Right in front of the commentary box here today. Tap down from Miller. Roving and weaving was Becker. Russo did well to run onto it and got the kick down. There's a lead, and it's a lovely kick. Looks like it's found the man he wanted. And from here, looks like Thwaites is going to pull up his strides and line up for a shot at goal. He'll be going for his 2nd. And if he pops this through, sayonara, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Michael will be on that famous 45-degree angle, and he'll be walking in from about 30 out near straight left, dreadfully, and minus score. So that brings up 10-4-64 to 3-3-21, 12 minutes into the 3rd quarter. That's a 43-point lead, but I think that's enough. Mainsbridge, ball fell short of him, took on the player and beat him before going on a toe poke left, and leading out was Craig Clark. From half-back flank now, looking for the options, calling it as McMurdo, and that's the direction he's going to head. Davis, punch, Russo was in the pack, and the umpire says while it's out of bounds, we'll throw it in. From the Lindsay Patching Administration Facility, which I think many of the ladies there will be partying all night knowing that the season is finally over. Thrown back into play. Aikman wanted to get in against Borg in that situation. Don't know why. Davis tried to get it along the ground. He was nearly sat on. As it came out, Borg tried to hatch it. Here comes Hewitt. Slapped it along the ground. Tedesco. And the umpire says that's holding. Andrew Tedesco went hard into the ball. And he's going to get the free kick all right from half-forward flank.
Looking for his options, Tedesco goes onto the right foot. A misguided kick. McMurdo went up for the footy. Kidd was on the bottom of it. So was Clark. Walsh tried to run onto the footy. Miller, really to no avail. It's a scrap of a game. As Clark tried to do the old bolt. And it looks like a free kick will be going as a result to Mainsbridge. Switches play, goes to Connor in the back line. He fumbled it. Probably got a bit of conscious. Muraca was hot on his tail. And as a result, it's gone out of bounds. Be cursing himself for that, Connor.
Well, the ball will be thrown back into play. he will be disappointed with that, no doubt about it, knowing that this is going to give Werribee another chance to attack. Fastuca off hands. Quite done with that, we couldn't see because he was ridden into the turf. The kick could be turned over. This is at the centre end, and they made a meal of it. Walsh over the top. Yasar, shot for goal. Has gone through. Bang! Goal. Well, it was more confusing. That bit of play was more confusing than the Irishman that was told to go sit in the corner in a round room. And a goal nonetheless. And, well, folks, the scoreboard says it all. 11-4-70 to 3-3-21. Unfortunately, folks, the game is over because 49 points the lead halfway in the third quarter. I can't see any sign coming back from that far down.
Back in the centre, the umpire puts it down to Werribee Juniors. Well, they look in great form, don't they? As Walsh got the kick down, it was actually Russo. And a free kick has come out as a result of it. By the looks of it, it's going on the outer side as I stretch for the old binoculars. Looks like Yasar, he's kicked it down. Thwaites is running onto it. Connor sockets it through for a minor score on the Henley home scoreboard. Stretching Werribee Juniors out to 11-4-70. Make it 11-5-70. Sunshine YCW 3-3-21.
Well, Mike, you nearly got it right. 11-5-71 it was.
So, 40 points. As it comes down, make that 50 points. Goes to centre wing. Make that centre half forward. Quick hand pass out from Hewitt to a running Connor. Or to a running Day anyway. Russo also coming onto the ground and taking his action was Shembry, but it's come out to centre wing. Going up, Walsh, one hand, didn't take it. Hewitt's running onto it. Can he keep it in? Quick hand pass to a running Akerman. Streaming down the centre of the ground. They need a goal from here. In turn to the big fella. Can't pick it up. Richards had a shot, but it's gone through for a minor.
And of course, Werribee did finish on top of the ladder. It's a little bit of a do-si-do behind play between Clark and Lever. As it comes out now, Russo's kick, awkward, and the umpire says that's a bounce on the full. And it's a chance now for YC to attack again. This time through Davis. Looking for some options. Akerman offered somewhat of a lead. Jones is at centre half forward if wanted. The umpire says she took a mile and a half. You might as well play on now. McMurdo dropped it. Out they come, Muraca, hand pass, looking for Kelly. Kelly went in and under, got his hand pass out, gutsy effort. Help with that is Walsh, and he'll get a free kick. Matthew Walsh with the ball, centre wing position in front of the Pedley stand.
Up against an uphill battle all there, McMurdo. Had eyes for the footy, but when you've got three players against you, nothing you can do about it, mate.
Goes forward, Moonsbridge, excuses as it comes down. Thwaites wanted to get in there, so did Lever, but it's coming out through numbers. From Clark to Hewitt. Brad Hewitt's got to do something to spark the side, and so far he hasn't. He's gone the right, and he's gone pretty damn well long. But there's the story, and that's what it's been all day. Adrian Russo, and 50 for your troubles. Well, he wanted to go back, Russo, but the player wouldn't let go, and Foster, and the umpire says, I've lost patience, boy. And we're going to go 50, and, well, if he slots this one through, it's not going to be all that funny. And Mainstridge is having a little hello in the square, and there's a, well, hello, the umpire's blown the whistle. Mainsbridge, and there's Thwaites, and there's numerous players. And it's, well, it's a free kick in the goal square by the look of it. Is it? It's a free kick in the goal square, and it's going to Cameron Yasar. It's downfield infringement. Something happened in the square that we didn't quite get. But, well, he's going to put this one through. And sayonara, well, I see you up the proverbial creek in a barbed wire canoe. And, well, here's one for your troubles. Straight through. And that's gone out to 55 points. That's not a nail in a coffin. That's a bullet in the head. Back in
the centre. Good tap down by Thwaites. Trying to run under it also. No one can pick it up as Eisenberg spins around. Dean got crunched and tackled and has been penalised as a result. 55 points by the looks of it on the Henley home scoreboard. Werribee Juniors 12-5, 77 to YC 3-4-22. Been a horror day for Norm Heath and his troops. They've beaten Werribee Juniors on 2 occasions throughout the season that have been clearly outplayed this afternoon. Running on it was Foster. Shembry was right on his tail, and the football will be thrown back in about 20 metres out from goal.
As my usual smart Alex Self, why did I tip 9 points? I should have said 9 goals.
If your auntie had balls, she'd be your uncle, Pete, as the umpire throws it back in. Now one can pick it up. Goes out. Looks like Hewitt's got the free. As he just heard that delightful conversation of Mark Stone. Professionalism, that's what we're aiming for here. And, of course, we're doing it. Martin Duffy shaking his head as the sound man also
He knows it
shakes
comes
his head.
over the mic, but he still hasn't got it right after 22 weeks.
Lovely shot off the boot by Hewitt. Will it make the distance? It will, but it's not going to get any accuracy, and it's not going to go through any of the major goals. As the umpire says, one behind, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Stoney may get everything wrong over 22 weeks, but at least he's consistent, as they say. He's consistent. As it's well back into play, 54-point lead at the moment, going the way of Werribee. Off hands, we're just doing some Babylon at the moment because not much is happening. Yasar's kick hit Brad Jones in the back. He'll be seeing a chiropractor next week. Here came Kelly over the top for Tedesco. Running play through Dean. Linton dropped what he should have taken. Clark got ripped off the ball by Lever. Linton spins around. That's a great Johnny Gillespie dance move. Goes forward. Anyone going to pick up the football? Linton tries to pick it up again. It's ice hockey out there at the moment. No one can actually pick it up. No one can give a puck as it comes across. The kick has gone back looking for Walsh. To Santa Ana. Nearly got set on also by Hoffman. And maybe a chance to clear by McMurdo. He still can't pick up the damn football. Walsh goes along the ground.
Yes, sir.
Sliding on his knees is Yasar in the Great Southern Pipeline. And for God's sake, someone pick up the damn football.
Hit Kathy Jackson. As the umpire throws the footy back in. And Stone.
What is Mark Stone doing? Is that alcoholic?
No, it's a Red Bull as the umpire tries to run onto it. Looks like Davis got a quick hand pass out to Eisenberg. But he had his Eisenberg on the footy and it's gone out of bounds.
Oh, due to doctor's orders, I can't drink Red Bull because I'm full of bull already. Anyway.
Also full of jokes that aren't funny.
Yeah, thank you very much. 22 weeks worth. It's thrown in the play in front of the Clark and Toop Lawyers side. Jones tapped out. Hand pass came out. Akerman tried to get his way through. He couldn't. Bumped off the football. And the little switch of play is going to find the play all by himself. And Saren, well, I haven't seen the name. I give up. Bugger it. It's the last round. As it goes across. Straight to the man there of Schwartz, but it goes forward. Mansbridge straight to the hands. Frost gets it back. Mansbridge lost it. Turnover. Russo was sat on. Play on, they said, though. The hand pass, they're backing back defensively. McMurdo switches slow, though, across the wing position. This could get the Seagulls some kind of chance to run the ball forward. And may not be the case because it's there forward by Clark. And Dean is going to give a little push out. And it's going to go the way of Joshua Croft. Wants to go forward. Going forward, Blake Richards all by himself in an empty goal line for YC, going for home, but, well, that's the story, what it has been all day. Another point, and 3-6-24, Werribee Juniors 12-5-77, and that's nearly 24 minutes into the third quarter.
Hasn't kicked a goal, kicked about 4 or 5 points. It's going up was Walsh, and the football goes out of bounds, will be thrown in about 45 metres out. As the sun starts to make its way into the arena.
Just a fill in time, just thinking, well, Cameron's got fizzy hair. Wally, he's up in the crane with a umbrella. I'm thinking Mary Poppins here.
Didn't hear that joke, Pete, but I don't think it would have been funny anyway. The umpire throws it in. It's come over the top, hit Thwaites right on the scone. Picking it up was, of course, Walsh. And it's gone out of bounds, and by the looks of it, a free kick is going to Brad Hewitt.
Well, Hewitt's got to fire him up. I mean, he hasn't all day, really. I mean, he's picked up possessions. You can't argue with that. But it's just anything inspirational has just been virtually lacking all day. And Hewitt is going to
side.
Well, the whole side. Go short. And, oh, well, that tells a story. Straight through the hands of Richards. A bit of a fingers. Here comes Yasar. Went forward. Or back, should I say. Nearly turned it over. Mainsbridge tries to hatch it out somehow. Richards' kick was smothered. Paddling along, here comes Dean, bumped off the ball and was going to throw it in just near the behind post. And, well, a bit of a lull over the crowd. And we've gone 25 and a half minutes and it's a 53-point lead to Werribee. Any chance of a comeback? Not really. As it's thrown into Jones. Tapping behind by Russo. And, well, it's going to get blocked up again because Yasar wanted to pick it up. Frost was on the bottom of the pack. Peroxide here that's standing out this year. And the umpire calls for another bounce. Ron Davey says, hold the microphone up the right way. I said, no, and they couldn't really give a anyway. The umpire, Troy Pinado, bounced the ball. I'm talking utter nonsense because Michael, I'm just waiting to take over.
Quick tap down. There goes the pole. It's early to no avail. Quick hand pass that with the no man's land. A socket off the ground there by Frost, as Pennell said, probably in danger. And it was. And of course, just remember, Pete, your microphone is still on.
I'm remembering that, but we've got technical problems.
You definitely do have technical problems, Peter. As the sound man stands in front of the play. It's quick down. McMurdo trying to pick it up. 26 minutes have gone in this third term. And it is the Tigers by 53 points. The umpire will get ready to throw it back up. Tapped down by Fastuca. Didn't really go anywhere. Hewitt trying to pick it up. But Fastuca got the free kick out of it as a result. And he's got it right on half forward. Elects to get a booming kick down to his own half forward. Clark ran onto the footy, heavily met there by Yasar, but played on. Foster went down. Gauchi might have tripped him, or he's fallen over on his own accord. As Linton goes in, applies a tackle that didn't really go anywhere. And there goes the three-quarter time siren. Big lead going to Werribee Juniors by 53 points, 12-5-77 to Sunshine YCW, 3-6-24. The goal kickers 3 to Matthew Walsh, 2 to Cameron Yasar. Singles to Cully, Muraca, Kidd, Fastuca, Thwaites, Becker and Russo. It's been the story for Werribee Juniors and Sunshine YCW. Their last goal was in the second term, believe it or not. 2 goals to Ricky Martin and a single to Kane Mainsbridge. Might go to a break, Duff, and we'll be back with the fourth term. And by the looks of them here, Werribee Juniors, it's all downhill from here. Something of mine, anyway. It's what I've always wanted.
Well, the ball's about to be bounced out, and thank you. We got all that conversation on camera. Well done, Michael. You're an absolute legend.
Thanks very much to Monique Welsh for that one.
Anyways, the ball comes out the centre. Player cut one a little high. A little bit of plastic surgery done on him in a drive-through manner. And there's going to be a report out of this, and there's a bit of a scuffle early. And a few players are breaking up. Troy Pennell comes in and says, come on, boys, let's get back to it. There's something goes bang in the background.
It's not you, Pete.
And I've never got a bang in a fair while. As anyway, the players in the hands of the trainers. And might be Yasar, if I'm right. Yeah, it's Cameron Yasar that's had his face in his hands there for a few seconds. And 50 metres as well, because the report. So Davis is off. Yasar with the ball, walking 50 metres after copping a whack in the gob. And from about 40 metres out, and if he puts this one through well, it's just really going to stretch the lead beyond. As he comes in, Cameron Yasar, 40 metres out, right foot, and the accuracy is not there, neither is the distance towards the right. That may be a Richards that's dropped it. So it comes out, the snap, Thwaites, smothered, Fastuca, actually Russo around the corner touched. And minus score, 12-6-78 leads 3-6-24. Michael, take over because I've been babbling on for the last 2 minutes. Well done, Michael. And you can take over right about now.
As Hoffman gives a quick kick over the top. Found Hoffman. Goes onto the left and kicks it out long. Raising up for the footy. It didn't take it by the looks of it, was Day. And it's been held up. Kick down on the lead. Looks like Walsh dropped it. Pretty good stuff at the end by Clark to keep in the action. Frost socketed off the ground, trying on hands and knees. There was Linton, who socketed it along. In turn to Schwartz. And it'll be thrown in about 15 metres out at the 3.5 minute mark of this fourth term.
Throw back into play. Over the back door, Hoffman tried to do a little takeaway, couldn't quite get it. The kick that just went skylarking in the air was from Sullivan. And, well, it's going to be bottled up like your home brew. And the umpire is going to call for probably about 25 metres out from goal. And really, the excitement is completely wiped out of this game. Tap down, Hoffman looks for the boundary line and is out of bounds. A little bit of a disappointment though. I mean, you don't like to see grand finals that blow out, but in this case, full credit to Werribee. At the back, punch forward by Eisenberg. Falls very luckily to Gavin Becker. And he falls flat on his face in a little puddle of water. And it's going to be kicked in by Blake Richards from the back pocket. Good on you, Michael. Thanks for taking over. And it's good to see communication is always running high in the commentary box.
Hoffman with the football in the back pocket. Make that Schwartz, who switched play over the top. There was a lead from Hayes, but it's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in. Great day for Werribee Juniors and a great win, a quadrilla of wins for Steve Lovell. He's been the coach for the last 5 years, and today will make his 4th premiership, which is great in any level of football to get 4 in a row. Game. As the umpire brings it back in. Quick tap down from Borg. Frost was behind the action also. So was Dean, who ran onto it. Can't really get anything out of it though. Hands and knees. Linton tried to clear it out. The socket off the ground. At that time.
When's this video?
Come out over the top. Looks like McMurdo went down. Also did Frost.
Just 2 minutes afterwards we'll go.
And he'll get the free.
On the most just on mute.
A misguided kick. Well, that turn's come off. Ackerman was crunched. Quick hand pass out. In turn, a running hand pass off the top from Cichello. In turn, back to Russo. We got the kick along. And it's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in.
54-point lead at the moment. Gone 6 minutes into the final term. Jones did a little hop, skip and jump. Walsh lost the football. In came Frost. Couldn't quite pick it up. Here's Hoffman's boot. And the ball is out of bounds. We'll see another throw in front of Steve Lovell and the Werribee entourage. It's about exciting as watching grass grow. As it comes out, Russo tries to pick up the football. Here comes Walsh's kick off the ground. Unlucky. Aikman wanted to get in there. So did Chris Kelly, but he was unlucky. Eisenberg ran in the ball. Hand pass over the top. They were just about ready to tackle each other. The hand pass over the top, though, is nearly brought down by Brett Daniels trying to go forward. And it's going to prove to be a crucial turnover in the end because there's just numbers. Oh, bumped off the ball heavily was Linton. And somehow they attack forward looking for Martin. Martin got bumped off the football. Ball sat on him trying to pick it up. He was unlucky. Throwing the body in there, Mark O'Donnell, and the umpire is going to pull out one for a little too high. And that could be going the way, possibly a ball. And from centre wing position, Michael Sinclair changing the ladies behind us, so that means he won't be in the commentary for quite a while. And Jones is taking the mark at centre half back. Goes forward towards the centre of the ground though. Bounces down and rushing through Martin. Hand pass over the top looking for Mansbridge. He fumbled it, he picked it up, went going. Kick was a mongrel, DeSantarana kicks it and bang. Straight into the Bridgestone Tyre Centre sign. That's a goal. And 4-6-30. Werribee Juniors 12-6-78. Michael Sinclair, thanks for coming back and joining us in the commentary box.
Thanks, Pete. Good goal by DeSantarana, but of course a little too late. And Werribee Juniors could take the foot off the pedal a little from here.
I'm talking utter nonsense.
It's not unusual.
Yeah.
Back in the centre, the umpire puts it down. Thanks, Pete, as Ackerman went over the top. Miller, quick hand pass again. Back to Ackerman, who tried to pick it up but lost it. Miller again. Did the hot shoe shuffle and jumped 10 feet in the air, but still had the footy and went about 2 metres. Might have got a free kick out of it though. It's going to Hewitt. There's a lead from DeSantarana. McMurdo sprints out and takes it on his chest. And will line up for Sunshine YCW's 5th goal. They're down by 38 points. It'll bring it back to 32. Make that 42. It's 48 points. Thanks, Duff. And good to see the mathematics is being paid off.
You obviously don't study that at Braybrook Secondary College.
So McMurdo's had a shot at goal. It might have made the distance. It's a nice kick. Good goal to McMurdo.
Well, anyway, surprising thing now towards the left is that the bright blue sky and sun is coming out, but the dark clouds that went over offered no rain whatsoever. So I think that was a bit of a surprise. So I think we're expecting it to come down in cats and dogs and come down in buckets full, but not the case. So anyway,
I'll put the ball into the turf one more time for absolutely no reason, but here we go anyway. And into the turf. Up goes Jones versus Ball. Jones wins on the occasion, but the volleyball slap forward from Borg sees the running play. Moved forward by Muraca, went forward. Off hands though, Fastuca couldn't quite get it. Schwartz slapped out of his hands and tripped, maybe no. Kelly wouldn't get it. And the umpire, Troy Pennell, just sitting there watching the view. Kelly's kick though is a little bit awkward. And Cichello tries to pick it up, couldn't get clear possession of it. Christopher Jack tried to get the football, he couldn't either. Team side out for Fastuca again. And the boundary line is going to beat them all. And out of bounds once again. And that's really just been the call most of the day. Out comes Jones. Frost tried to burst his way through. Was unlucky in that scenario. But the kick has come out the back. Muraca's had a shot, but he's straight to the right. And Jason Pasuto says that's one behind. And it's Werribee Juniors 12-7-79 and Sunshine YCW 5-6-36. 11.5 minutes gone. For God's sake, Michael, take over.
Thanks, Pete. The kick comes down to half back. McMurdo trying to run onto it. It just beats, looks like, Linton from here, and it's gone out of bounds. And you actually wore that number 6 Guernsey on Wednesday night in the footy fever show, Pete.
And I think I cursed it.
Unfortunately, it has.
I'm proud of that.
Quick hand pass out over the top. Tedesco ran onto it and got the snap right. In turn to Fastuca. Jostling and weaving. Kick over the top. Kelly. So Schwartz in a bit of strife. Able to get the quick kick out. Hands and knees. A bit slippery out there as Muraca got a little kick. And streaming out of defence was Richards. A poor kick though. Miller has a chance to run onto it if he wants it. Also running onto the footy is Giroud. But free kick will be going by the looks of it to Daniels.
Do we put up the credits now, commentators for hire, because football season's over? There's not much to do during the summer as it goes forward. Off hands, here comes Walsh. Walsh picks up the ball on the run from about 35 metres out. That's long, that's direct. Well, it's a dead-eye dick. It's straight through, and Werribee Juniors move on now to 13-7-85. Sunshine YCW 5-6-36. And that's Walsh, if I'm right, it's 4th goal. They're killing them at the moment. 13 minutes gone so far. Sensational goal. And Michael, I think it's time for you to take over the commentary box again, because it's 49 points the difference. And that's it.
49 points. Thanks, Pete. Back in the centre. And Werribee Juniors will take out, as I've said for at least 18 times this quarter, the grand final for the 4th year in a row, as Walsh has kicked 4 goals, swings around and gave Fastuca a chance to run onto it. Richards in defence, spinning and weaving, got caught, didn't have the footy. And as the umpire is penalised for Fastuca as a result. 13.5 minutes have gone. Richards brings it back. Centre wing going up. Akerman behind Bianco trying to stream onto it. Quick hand pass out from Walsh. In turn back to Russo. He goes around on the left foot. It's a nice little chip kick. Kelly's on hands and knees. Taps it down. And went out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Thrown in all right. Half forward for Werribee. And 14 minutes have gone so far for that 51-point lead over the back door. Russo tries to pick it up, slid down on the ground, went back for his second effort, couldn't pick up the football, and there's a big green pillar in my way, so I can't see bugger all. And the umpire says we're going to throw it back into play. Once more we go again. Russo slipped. And, well, he's going to get pinned for holding because he pulled it in and had no attempt whatsoever to get rid of it. And Jones is going to get the free kick now on centre wing and has an opportunity to drive YCW forward. He's got Akerman in the centre if he wants him. Or Hewitt. Going long, though. Mansbridge got up. He was up and down like a honeymooner's hotel, but couldn't take the footy down with him. And the umpire is going to call for a free kick. And too high on Mansbridge, and he was the one that sat on Borgie's back. I'm puzzled. And Michael laughs at that and gives me no response. I try to scratch my head. Why the heck did I leave Forges as a department manager to work with Michael? I'll never know.
Of course, he has to learn to listen to people. And he's nice. I
was a good department manager at Forges, one of the best.
An ideal career that working at Forges, as Mainsbridge has had a shot and it looks like it's made the distance and the accuracy. It's gone through for a goal, but a little too late. Not the best of Mainsbridge's days. He's had a quiet one. Kicked 59 goals for the year, but today only kicking 2. I suppose he couldn't kick 59 in an afternoon.
As it goes on the test, Steve Milne's joined us in the commentary box. That's why there's been a bit of a lull in the crowd. Ooh, met heavily on that occasion. Alice, unbelievable. As they come crashing out again through Akerman, trying to deliver somewhat forward, looking for Davis before O'Donnell catches him. And the ball is out of bounds. 16 minutes gone. And the lead at the moment is 43 points. It's in the favour of Werribee, as I lose what I'm trying to say. And don't forget, Heinrich Cranes, don't forget, they're up in the Cranes today. And we thank them for the highs to the Crane. Mansbridge drops the mark and it's rushed through, or hits the post, matter of fact, one behind. And 85 to 43. Yes, Heinrich Crane higher. And Thomastown, don't forget them. They supply the Crane at today's WRFL game. We've seen some of those magnificent shots from the Crane. And Cameron Wally's up there at the moment, and Michael's talking to him on the walkie-talkie. And that means Heinrich Crane higher. Thomastown, don't forget them, because we certainly won't.
The kick comes down. Quick tap down over the top. Looks like from Borg. Didn't really travel anywhere. Able to pick it up, Martin on hands and knees, and the football goes out of bounds.
Question: will be thrown in? Are we going to get some special commentary from the bloke in the Crane, Wally? Let's see if you can do a little bit of commentary over the walkie-talkie, over the mic. Now, is Wall online?
Any special comments, boys?
Yeah, special comment.
Here on the ground.
What do you think the game so far, Wall? Up in that the big Crane there.
Going well, mate. Just dodging the occasional seagull and jumbo jet, but everything's fine.
Watch out for those Concords, mate. I heard they crashed down. Thanks anyway, as Jones will line up for a shot at goal and pop through. Another one for Sunshine YCW.
Yeah,
they need them.
Those Concords, especially when the back house on fire. Like there was no smoking on that flight.
As Jones, hopefully I've pronounced his name right, has popped through a goal. Good goal there by Jones, cameraman up there, Steve, and what do you think of that great goal? We'll grab Steve in a moment.
What do you think?
That was a good goal, made the distance, nice accuracy, shithouse camera work.
Thanks, mate. Of course, it is family TV, and we'll have to edit that swearing.
Steve Wallace up in the crane for videotaping the crane down there. Let's send Steve Mill up there. We won't have to listen to him for the rest of the day. As the ball comes down, and it goes, sorry, Steve, we're just making fun because we're bored. Russo tried to get it out somehow. Alice saw it turned over eventually. Rushing forward at it was Yasar. He was sitting over the top of the footy. Here comes Walsh going for number 5. From about 48 metres out, going forward. Oh, look at this for Becker. Toe poke, and he's missed. As he knows he's got it, I've gone blind. It's a goal anyway. And, well, that moves on to 14:7:91 to 7:7:49. 9.5 minutes in the final term. We've said it 15 times over, but we'll say it again. It looks like Werribee will be taking out their 4th premiership in a row. In the ground. Russo comes charging through. Davis nearly got bowled over. Wrapped up in that situation was Kelly. And we're going to see a bounce yet again. Michael, welcome back to the commentary box.
Thanks, mate.
Take over.
Of course, the tap down. It's coming over. Quick hand pass out from Miller. In turn to Hewitt, who lost the footy. Kelly ran onto it. On hands and knees. Quick tap out over the top. Miller back to Hewitt again, who's kicked it up into no man's land. Thwaites went up. Dennehy was behind him. Also, there was Eisenberg. And the football will be bounced on centre wing. Coming out lovely and clear up on courtesy of our higher rig cranage. Quick tap down over the top. That was courtesy of Jones. In turn, Muraca got the quick kick down. Roving and weaving over the top. That was a kick from Miller. Went to nowhere. And clearing the football out of defence, of course, was Daniels. Got it down to half forward. Jostling and weaving. And he's taking a lovely grab is Adam Walsh.
Well, Walsh with the football.
Hey, mate.
It's Matthew Walsh, not Adam. I'm not sure what you're on, Michael, but I don't want any of it. As it comes in from about 49 metres out, and he's on a slight angle. Distance is going to worry him. And a snap off the ground has hit the goal umpire.
That was a goal!
And that's touch minus score.
We'll have to get. I think we'll have to get the cameraman up in the crane. His ideal view of that, and a nice hit to the goal umpire there, Wally.
No, we've lost him.
We've lost him. I think we've lost Wally, the cameraman, but we'll grab him shortly. Wally, you there, mate? What did you think about that hit on the goal umpire?
That was a goal! Oh, umpire!
Thanks, Wally. We'll have a look at the replay in a minute.
And, well, we just lost him there for a brief moment, Wally. Doesn't matter because Martin Delphi, our producer, has just been lost generally entire season. But he's Tasmanian, what do you expect? As it goes forward, through the hands of Dean, he lost it. The hand pass is awkward, looking for Hewitt, hands and knees, ducked, weaved, did everything right. Russo came out, took a mark. Before he got on the left now, and switching it short. The girls behind us have disappeared. Didn't even get a phone number as it gets kicked across. Oh, Hoffman, Clark, Ackerman, advantage paid. Ackerman gets around on the left now before finally getting his foot caught up with the player. Davis, shot straying right to Santarana, and might have score. So Sunshine YCW 7-8-50, Werribee Juniors 14-8-92 should make it now the vicinity of 42 points. It's 7 goals straight. So YC have pegged the score back a little bit, but not far enough.
Great lead at the moment, Pete.
I just said that.
Thanks anyway. Kick comes down. Going up for that time was Kelly, but didn't take the footy. Got a free kick as a result. As I slow myself down,
Well,
as
my
the camera
ex-boss
looks.
said it's time to listen. Did she mean for you to start listening?
And Kelly to Eisenberg. Found him on centre wing. Legs to go on the right foot this time. Found the man he wanted that time in Kelly, and he's probably been one of the better players today for Werribee, Kelly.
Especially being the co-captain, you had to play a captain's game today.
Went up, the kick goes up, that time Russo trying to take it, in turn to Walsh, a bit of run now for Werribee, going in, can he put the nail in another nail in the coffin? going up. Becker couldn't take it. Thwaites was riding his tail. Might have pushed him in the back. The umpire didn't say so. Still in, but it's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in about 25 metres out from Werribee Juniors' goal, who lead by 42 points.
The ball to be thrown in. As it comes down, the umpire says kicking in danger. It's going the way of Werribee. And we can't quite see the play because he's on the other side of the goal. It might be Gouchy actually, but my eyesight's gone. Mark Stone will be doing the presentation shortly in front of the Hahn Premium Light logo in the centre of the ground without the stage there. Of course, video it will capture it all. The snap though, now the pack, and Frost will take the mark for Sunshine YCW, looking for Hoffman. 25 minutes gone, siren will be due shortly, and seeing across is Trent Dean, out of bounds. Umpire's going to pull out a free kick though, it might be Clark. Clark with the football.
Wally, you going to grab the presentation, mate? Just give us your thumbs up.
Yes. And we'll throw it in. We're also going to grab the presentations. You just hit it on the microphone. You heard it through video. Martin Duffy didn't hear it because he hasn't got the headphones on. And Johnny Shadlow's got mud up his backside. Either that or he had an awful fright. As he comes in, Frost pass over the top, Akerman. And I think Michael stopped laughing now so he can take back over. It's all over the police.
Quick and fast, Garood rins and runs around. Over the top. A bit more run. This is, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Lovely shot at goal there by Lever. And they will be celebrating in old Werribee downtown tonight. Especially Steve Lovell, a quadrella of premierships.
Certainly was vitally important. Obviously they've taken out 4 premierships, and
unfortunately for YC,
they've lost the game. And
certainly is.
Unfortunately, it wasn't quite a fantastic game.
But I tell you what, it's going to be a great day of footy anyway. And no
hospital hand passes to be seen today, so it's pretty good effort. And you're about as snug as a bug on a rug. As it came down, Jones, there's cliches for you. Take one, and we'll see if the copyright. As it comes across, here comes Frost, try to pick it up. Davis, bowled over. O'Donnell, kick, missed it. Went to ground. Jones was there as well. Also wanting a bit of the footy was Daniels. Out the side. Overrunning it was Jack. And I'm mentioning many names. Christopher Jack finally gets going. And it's going to be stolen by Miller. Got thrown down on the ground. And they'll go forward yet again. This time looking for Mansbridge. Straight through his fingers though. De Santa Ana. And that's not a bad goal. Duffy turned around at me and said, that's goal of the year. You're talking a lot of bull if it is. And it's a good goal. It could get goal of the day. Don't worry about that. But having a look at the scoreboard, it's YCW 8-8-56, Werribee Juniors 15-8-98. We're just seeing the replay of that. Martin Duffy saying goal of the year. I don't think so. I reckon Eddie Madden's goal from the same club was a heck of a lot better. And the umpire will put the ball back on the turf, possibly for the final time. Nearly 28 minutes gone. Michael, finish things off.
Bounce down. That time came from Frost. He got the tap down to Ellis, who tried to run onto it. Quick hand pass out. Walsh ran into his own teammate on that occasion in Stedman. Over the top in turn to Ellis. Running through. Akerman lost it. Back to Ellis again, who caught the football to centre half forward. Martin behind play. Somehow got it back. Quick hand pass out in turn. A mongrel punt from Sullivan. Didn't really go anywhere by the looks of it. Spinning around, Mainsbridge has popped it into thin air. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. 28.5 minutes have gone in this fourth and final term. Peter Holden, you can finish it off.
40 points the difference, and it's 42, should I say. Werribee leading. We've gone nearly 29 minutes. And the umpire is watching the kick from Dean go awkwardly to Eisenberg. Hand pass back, looking for Dean. And the umpire's blown the whistle, saying too high. And it's going to go the way of Shannon Eisenberg from centre-half back. Now really in centre-half back, trying to, for the player that's been inspirational today, Chris Kelly. Goes across, and the guy without a muddy jumper, Sam Bianco. Does that mean he's worked hard enough? I don't know. And Kelly got taken down behind play. Advantage play to Walsh as he goes forward. Numbers down there again for Werribee. It's just not funny. And that might be, if we're right, a player that comes from Werribee. But there it is. They run onto the ground. Werribee are premiers yet again, 4 times in a row. Premiers for 2000. And there'll be a player having a shot for goal. Will he get it? The last goal. And going for it is Cichello. And he's put it through as well. Well, some of the words maybe, I don't know. Werribee Juniors 16-8, 104 have defeated Sunshine YCW 8-8-56. Look at the scenes in the centre of the ground. Absolutely sensational, Michael.
Congratulations, of course, go to Werribee Juniors. It's a great win, and they'd be very happy. It's a great feat to pull off 4 grand finals in a row in any competition. And to Steve Lovell and his boys down there, you've done a fantastic job. On the downside, commiserations, of course, go to Sunshine YCW. Final results here, well, I've just lost it, 8-9 to 15-8. A big win going to Werribee Juniors. Thanks for watching Video Productions Football.
Firstly, we're going to present the championship premier medals, and we'll call that out. Please come up. Reasonably orderly, fellas.
All right, well under the Werribee Juniors Football Club, and we'll go through from number 1, Andrew Ball. Number 3, Shannon Eisenberg. Number 4, Simon Muraca. Number 7, Dip Daniels. Number 8, Christopher Jack. Number 9, Scott Kidd. Number 10, Tim Davidson. Number 12, Mark O'Donnell. Number 13, Nathan Gauchi. Number 15, Glenn Steedman. Number 16, Cameron Yasar. Number 17, Andrew Tedesco. Number 18, Ross Fastuca. Number 22, Simon Bianco. Number 24, Cade Lever. Number 25, Rowan Thwaites. Number 28, Gavin Becker. Number 33, Frank Cichello. 38, Martin Shembry. 41, Matthew Walsh. 42, Stephen Sarantis. Number 46, Adrian Russo. Number 69, James Garold. We can't forget these two guys, co-captains. Number 2, Chris Kelly. And number 5, Trent Dean. Yep. And of course the coach, Steve Lovell.
We'll do that in a minute. The Victorian Football Foundation also present medals for the best on ground judged by the clubs. Sunshine YCW, Brad Jones. Come forward, Brad. The medal goes to Adrian Russo. Now we're also presenting an award today for the best on ground judged by the umpires. Matthew Walsh, Werribee. Before we go on for the presentation of the trophy, I'd like everyone to put their hands together for the umpires. I think they did a very good job. I'd now ask Paul Portobello from Henley to come up and present this item that you guys are longly waiting for. This is the first, the cup to Werribee Juniors. Can we have the coach and the 2 captains?